This broadcast is the property of Codependents Anonymous. Reproduction without written permission from Codependents Anonymous is not permitted.
Richard?
Okay, my name is Liz, and I'm the workshop host. So I'd like to welcome everybody. And what we're going to do is start off with a meditation, which I think is timely because things are a little bit tense. So, and in the spirit of doing that, we might be interrupted while we're here because people are still coming through and Zooming to their sessions. So let's make that interruption part of the meditation. If you find yourself distracted, I want you to try and imagine all of us holding hands in a worldwide circle. Imagine squeezing the hands of the person next to you on the screen in Zoom. Squeezing that hand in your mind brings you back into the moment right here and anchors you. Or imagine holding my hand and squeeze it as hard as you like. I can take it. I have a high pain threshold. Just give it back to me at the end of the meditation. I personally find a lot of humor and joy in interruptions. So if I giggle as somebody wants to get into another room, please take my laughter with love. Life happens no matter how hard we try to concentrate and clear the mind. So let's enjoy life happening while we meditate here for the next while. As a courtesy, I would ask that you mute your microphones for the durations of the meditation. You also have the option of turning your screen off if you want privacy while you meditate. And also, the meditation will have many pauses to allow you to concentrate, but also for the language interpreters to translate at a comfortable pace. So this meditation is called Let It Begin With Me, and it's something that I wrote myself, and it incorporates all of the slogans that we'll be looking at today. So I encourage you to get comfortable in your chair and just take a few breaths and let all of the chaos and the confusion and wondering just leave your mind and your body. And you might want to see where you need to adjust your body before we begin the meditation. Breathe deep into your belly. Hold the breath for 3 seconds and let go. Do the same with this breath. And this next breath. Find a place in your body where you can focus your attention on the breath. It might be the movement of your stomach. It might be the feeling of breath at your nose. Focus there. Be there. As you listen to my words, your mind may wander. That's okay. Let it. When you notice that your attention has wandered, try to treat it like a playful puppy. Coax your attention back to the breath. Be gentle with it and yourself. One day at a time. Let those words sink in. All I need to do right now is right in front of me. This day, this moment. I have the ability to be present right now. I can keep it simple. Right now, all I need to do is breathe. More simply, my body breathes for me. All I need to do right now is watch my body being breathed for me. I can feel my body's movements as air enters and leaves. I relax into my own breath. When my mind wanders, I can remember when it may have been racing with chaotic thoughts. I can remember that right now I can relax. I am safe. The chaos is not who I am. I can remember my spiritual truth. Right now, in this moment. As the playful puppy of your attention wanders again, tell yourself, easy does it. Easy does it. There is no rush. I am in no hurry. I can relax and enjoy this breath. I can nourish my body and mind with this next breath. You might be thinking about the dishes that need to be done, or you might want to finish that good book you are reading. First things first. It is okay to take this time in quietude. It is okay to invest this energy into my recovery. Just for today, I will breathe. I will allow. I will give myself permission. I will breathe and enjoy this moment. Just for today. In this moment, as I meditate in a spirit of belonging with this wonderfully diverse group of people, I let it begin with me. I focus on myself. I remember my inner truth of love, peace, joy, and self-acceptance. As we end the meditation together, I will take think, think, think with me as I explore the written exercise prepared for me. I will allow my thoughts of my higher self to come through. I will act with loving kindness for myself and others. Take a few deep breaths as you bring your attention back to the space around you and to this workshop. Let it begin with me. I'm just going to give people a minute or two to just settle, and then I'll bring up the CoDA slogans. I'll be posting all of my files into the chat at the end of the workshop, and I'll give you my email address in case you don't get them. So I really appreciate the encouragement and all the nice comments. Thank you very much. So I'm going to find my next file, and I believe the screen share will be working perfectly. So just one second. Here we go. So what we're going to be working on today are the Quota slogans, and there's 8 main ones. So just to keep things simple, I'm going to read through them, and then I'll explain the exercise that I have planned. One of them is one day at a time. Focus on this day only and not the future. Break huge, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more attainable goals. Do not waste time worrying about the future you have no facts about. Keep it simple. Do not focus on anticipating everything that can go wrong, but take it at face value and focus on what is actually happening. Avoid adding too many tasks or elements to a task and keep it as basic as possible. Don't take on more than you can handle at any given time. Remember when. Remember you're in recovery. Remember your life before recovery and where you are now. Remember to practice compassion towards others, even when their attitudes and actions bother us. Easy does it. Don't try to force a solution, thus creating, I got something on my screen. Don't try to force a solution, thus creating further conflicts. Take your time working the steps to maximize the return in your recovery. Doing them thoroughly and doing them well is more valuable to your recovery than doing them fast. Relax and calm yourself down when you feel you're getting worked up. It is easy getting caught up in speed, thinking that's how to be productive. But in rushing through things, we are likely to miss something. We might not hear someone, might not recognize our own needs or behavior in a situation, and we may forget to view things objectively. This slogan reminds us to slow down, take it easy, and notice what is happening around you. First things first. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. Do what is necessary when it is necessary before moving on to the next thing, keeping in mind not to jump the gun or start big. Address your own needs, health, and wellness. Personal recovery comes first. Just for today, allow yourself opportunities to make adjustments or changes to your own attitudes and actions. Explore now possibilities and new possibilities to move forward in a positive direction. Let it begin with me. Mind your own actions and attitudes instead of pointing fingers, criticizing, or judging someone else's behavior or blaming others. Approach situations with a different perspective and take responsibility for your part in it, meeting your own needs and exerting your assertiveness. And the last one, think, think, think. Act versus react. Not getting caught up in our emotions and automatically reacting in our codependent patterns and behaviors, but instead we stop and think what our recovery tells us about how to cope and live the steps and traditions, making choices within your own best interest of recovery. Now, I realize that's a lot to take in, so I will be sharing another screen with a simple reminder of what each one is without all the verbiage. And that'll be useful for the exercise. So I'm going to stop this share and move on to another screen. There's the stop share button. Okay. I can share that file right now if that's helpful to have the slogans. Just give me 1 second and I'll find it. Let's see. So there's the extended verbiage for the exercise, and I'm going to screen share a simplified version with just the names of the slogans. But first I need to find my exercise and I'll go through it with you. So just give me 1 second. Thanks for all the communication in the chat. It helps me feel connected when I'm in the room and I'm the only one speaking. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just give me 1 second. I'm just a little bit, okay, here we go. And there. Okay, so this is also something that I came up with on my own. It's written by me. It's not CoDA approved, but it is something that I hope you'll find useful. So the exercise involves 3 parts, and I promise I will give you enough time. It's not a race. So the first one involves thinking of a person you love dearly and want to have an even better relationship with them in the future. So what you're going to do is choose a slogan that can help you bring things to the next level and write down some of the benefits of using that slogan whenever you think of this person or interact with them. So if you're walking around and you think of that person, you can say, first things first, I really care about you, or something like that, just to get that energy going within yourself. Think of someone. The second part is think of someone you don't really know well, and you might find a little bit annoying. For example, the person who cut you off in traffic the other day. What slogan can help you let go and wish the person the best and yourself the best? So it doesn't mean only people that you see from a distance. It can be someone in your building or someone in your neighborhood that you don't know very well either. And the last one is think of someone who challenges you, whether they are in your life right now or not. So this person can be living or dead. For this exercise, it's best to choose someone you still get along with, not necessarily the most difficult person. So I wrote some examples because I don't ask anyone to do what I can't do. So my first choice was for the person I love dearly and want things to be even better, my best friend. If I could talk to her every day, I would. I enjoy our conversations and our connection that much. But she has a much busier life than I do right now, so we talk every few weeks. So the slogan that helps me keep to that boundary and not get upset is easy does it. Easy does it reminds me that we don't need to talk every day. Easy does it reminds me to have have boundaries and balance, and that translates into respect for our relationship. So the person that I don't know well and I find a little bit annoying is my neighbor. She always wants to chat and visit, and we are in COVID times. I don't really want to visit in the hallway. I try to keep to myself. I find her a bit annoying because she doesn't understand what COVID means. and what the restrictions mean. So she's a very close talker, as Seinfeld would say, and I'm not into close talk right now. So the slogan that I thought of was think, think, think. I could reframe her actions and see her as someone who is lonely and wanting a friend. I can have compassion and chat for 5 minutes and then be on my way. For the challenging situation, I have a friend who calls and from the moment she says hello, complains about the same things over and over and over again. I hardly get a word into the conversation. I feel like a sounding board and not a friend. So the slogan that'll help me with this is remember when. There was a time when I was that person who called to complain and whine, feel better, and then hang up. I can choose to listen and support her, but keep my time spent with her on the phone to a good time frame for me. I don't have to listen for an hour. I can shorten my phone calls with her. So I can put this file also in the chat if it helps. Are there any questions about the exercise? I tried to keep it as simple as possible. Let me just pull up the exercise. There it is. So I believe we'll have about 15 minutes or so to do this exercise. I want to give 5 minutes each so that you have time to think about it and process it. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me in the chat and I will answer as best I can. So 11:30, we'll come back and I'll open up the floor to comments. I'll post the files again. I know it's hard to keep track because the chat is scrolling away. So I will do that right now. And I'm going to mute myself so you don't have to hear me anymore. Thank you.
Upstairs I go. This place is bad. Yep. I don't know. We're just moving right along, though. Pretty early in the day, so. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why then. Jojo must have a game.
I'm Vernell. I have my hand raised. Liz, would you be able to share your screen? I don't know if anybody else would like that. Thank you.
Melvin Recovery, your mic is on.
I think we muted all, so if you're trying to talk, you have to unmute.
It's not trash. Gloves.
Is that a bomber or a participant?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, it could be.
Who is the person that has sunglasses on their screen? Is that a person that's attending the event?
That's not me, but the event hasn't started, right?
Melissa Ugly?
Yes, that's her name. But now she muted herself.
She comes in and out.
Okay.
Okay, well, I thought that might deal with it.
Are we just waiting for the event to start? Oh, no.
Absolutely.
Liz is leading the event. Liz?
Thank you.
Sorry for the delay on that. I was distracted with file sharing.
Three questions, please.
I'll have to post that file. I'm not able to share more than one screen, and I can't seem to find the upload.
You should be able just to drag and drop the file into the chat.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry, it was echoing a bit. I just was saying that you can just drag and drop the file into the chat window.
That's what I'm trying to do, but it's not letting me. So.
The file from the browser, from the Windows Explorer?
Yes, I understand that, but it's not allowing me to do that because I have my screen sharing on.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, though.
Find the file and share.
I just sent 3 questions of Liz. Maybe it helps to download. I took a screenshot at the moment the 3 questions were published, so they are here too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not able to do that because I'm screen sharing right now. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Liz, would you like me to read off some of these?
I'm just finding them right now, so.
Okay, you're all fine. Just let me know.
Yeah, thanks, Carol.
Yeah.
Does everyone have the files now? Or should I post them again?
Someone is saying they're not posted. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. So.
Oh, they've been. I'll do it again. That's okay.
I see them posted up top, but maybe they didn't get it.
Yeah, I think the scroll on the chat is pretty fast, so that's probably why.
Yeah. I don't know if you could unshare and then maybe, I don't know if you have the ability to copy and paste the link onto your.
Oh yeah, I just did that. I'll put the screen share back up again, but first things first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's my email address in case you want to connect with me outside of here. My name there. Carol or Florence, are you able to take time for shares, a 2-minute time?
Are you asking for?
I'm asking Carol or Florence.
This is Carol.
I'm asking for a 2-minute timer for shares.
Okay. Shall I ask the? So I'm going to ask the interpreters if you have any questions from your language people of your language. If you can send it to me in chat, translated English, or not chat, but WhatsApp, and I will add it into the. I will let Liz know.
And you're setting the timer for
her. Maybe you can set the timer, and I'll watch my WhatsApp.
Okay. What time you want? 15 minutes?
No, a 2-minute per share.
Or 2 minute per share. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Okay.
With a 30-second warning.
Yep.
Okay, thanks. So we still have a few more minutes. we're allowing people to finish up the exercise. In 3 minutes, we'll start shares if anyone wants to share what that's like or any comments or anything like that. And then it'll be pretty much finished. My email address is CA. I'm in Canada. I'm just responding to comments in the chat, so. I'll post my email again. It's a lowercase e on the email. Can I suggest a book to read? CoDA Blue Book sounds good to me. I appreciate the question, but I really don't. I don't want to start recommending anything outside of the program. So. If you haven't gotten the files by now, could you please email me and I will send you the files? I'm more than happy to do that. I just would like to focus on the shares in 1 minute. So. Yeah, that's correct. I prefer if people email me. Thank you. I've got way too much on the go. So if you could please email me, I'll post it again. So we'll begin with shares, and I'm going to use the participants list and call on you. So Jennifer B., please unmute and feel free to share.
Wow.
And listen. Please listen for the prompt to wrap up your share. Thanks.
All right. Hi, nice to meet all you lovely people. Here's some nice flowers to comment. I'm from Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I've been involved in CoDA since July. Anyway, I'll stick to the questions. Very interesting. When I wrote down my mom, I love her dearly. During COVID, she was going through cancer and so on, but when it came down to how would I like to improve it, I just kind of went frozen because she's so good. I learned a lot of my codependency from my mother, but I sent her a little Easter gift. We'll just let her go for now. So I have to think about her a little more, how I want to change that. A friend of mine that I thought we were very close, we had a big kerfuffle at Christmas, and we're slowly easing into forgiving each other. And I have to forgive her because she's married. I don't have the luxury of having a significant relationship because I ended something really bad. And then a friend that kept changing plans, but he was upset about someone else changing plans. So I need to talk to these people about my feelings about how it affects me, but not in a judgmental way. And I do have a friend that every morning I call him suffers from severe rheumatoid arthritis. So I decide to plan an act to talk to him a little easier later in the day. It's a horrible thing to be in that much pain.
30 seconds.
And what I want to say is I did meet a con artist, and in that situation, I think I should run like heck. Okay? Thank you. Some people you can pray at a distance. Too toxic. I might lose all my finances. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Jennifer. Isabel.
Good afternoon, Liz. Thank you for this workshop. Thank you, everyone, for being present and organizing. My name is Isabel. I'm a codependent in recovery. I'm a Belgian. I live in Brazil, so English is not my primary language, but I will do my best. I would actually just focus on the third exercise, as we only have 2 minutes, and quote my mom as a challenging relationship for me. I've been challenged for 2 weeks now. I've not had contact with her for almost over 3 years after conversation I had with her talking about our difficulties, which she did not reply to, and I kind of quit a bit our relationship at the time. But for 2 weeks now, she reached out to try to have contact again. And I was thinking what was actually causing the difficulties for me to get back in touch. And actually, it's the thing that all the time I'm in a defense position. I'm just waiting for her to attack me in order to protect me. And as this
crazy, man.
exercise makes me think,
Loco, man. You're loco.
Sorry, Isabel. Isabel, sorry. Can you unmute yourself? And I had to mute everyone, and then I'll give you your time back.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will wrap it up too. So I chose the challenge. Let it begin with me. And I decided not to be waiting anymore for her to attack me, but once again try to reach out to her, set some boundaries, set some rules, listen to her boundaries and rules, and be proactive instead of just be waiting for someone who's not healthy for me to set the rules. So that's my share. Thank you.
Thanks, Isabel. Lisa G.
Hi, thank you, and thanks for offering this program. It's been wonderful. I'm enjoying it. I've been in CoDA for about 2 years, and doing this exercise was really good. It really made me think about some important things, and one of the things that has been my behavior is that I don't take care of myself. I don't see myself as my own best friend. I always see that I want to be with other people, and I never put myself first. So I think someone I like, I've decided is me, and to remember that, and to spend more quality time with me. And when I hear something or something happens, that I share it and enjoy it in the moment before I, run to share with other people, to really remember that I am the one I'm always with, and to really get to know me in a different way. So by using the slogan, first things first, will be a good reminder to stop, look, and listen. Stop and say, okay, did I get to work it out with myself before I go ahead and share it with other people? Someone annoying. I have a friend who can be very judgmental and quick to jump to conclusions, and I find it very annoying as some of the judgments I find are directed towards the person I am. And it makes me remember that I have been very judgmental.
30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. And it comes back to judging myself when I judge others. So reminding myself by saying, easy does it, is a good reminder to say, we all have our stuff to work with, to show compassion for that friend. Lastly, the most challenging is my mother. Probably not a good one to start out with, but my slogan for her is keep it simple. I've learned that I don't expect anything from her. I don't ask her to explain things or give me an apology or to understand my childhood, as we both lived through it. And no expectations. So by reminding myself to keep it simple, makes it bearable and allows me to have a relationship with her from a distance with good boundaries. Thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank
Jeremy?
Hi, Liz. Thank you for your workshop. For the person I love, I put my mother, and for me, the slogan that helped was keep it simple. And I wrote a couple things with that. Share with boundaries for me. Accept my parents or my mother where they are at. Take care of myself and be respectful of them. And then for me, it's I didn't have boundaries with my parents or my mother, or not healthy boundaries. And for me, it's celebrating the little boundaries, and just a boundary of saying I don't want to talk about that to my mom, and celebrating that, because those can be difficult for me to set, and especially with my mom, and especially with my dad also. For a person that annoys me, remember when, I think was helpful for me, or was helpful for me. I'm human. I annoy people also. Remember to pray. Remember I and everyone has struggles at times, and remember to love. With that, I'll pass. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. And Kathy.
I'm just going to listen today. Thank you.
Kathy with a K, Sun, I think was her last name. Lisa C., go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm an alcoholic, but I'm also codependent. I just wanted, I don't know, I was doing the exercise, but I have like all these different people, and I just ended a codependent relationship, and he keeps on contacting me, and I've been told to ignore or whatever, but I ended up this morning sending a text saying that, that you hurt me, the relationship's over, and please don't contact, it's a trigger, and don't contact me again. And like, I spoke to like a jury of people, they're like, just ignore. But I felt it was better to set the boundary to say, you can't contact me again. And I don't know, I'm having second thoughts, but it's sent and it's done. Are boundaries good?
Boundaries are awesome.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure if we have time for any more shares. I think we're at the end. Is that correct, Florence?
I think I have 10 more minutes.
Oh, well, then we'll carry on. I thought it was 11:40. Okay. Sandy S., please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sandy. I'm recovering from codependency in Montreal, Canada. I used the two same slogans for two different people. One is a friend of mine and one is my mother. And they're both in similar situations in the sense that they have very serious forms of cancer. And I'm trying to be supportive of both of them. And I find myself getting into mental obsessions and forecasting into the future about like what's going to happen. Is the treatment going to work? What are the reactions going to be, et cetera, et cetera. So, like one day at a time, and also the part about keeping it simple, like do not forecast into the future and worry about things that might not happen in the end, and to focus on what I can do today, which is to be as supportive of both of them as I can, and to stop the sort of mental obsessions, because there's nothing I can do about it anyway. So thanks for that.
Thanks, Sandy. Is there anyone else that would like to share? Oh, Phil.
Thanks,
from
Liz.
Ireland.
Thank you, Liz. My name is Phil. I'm a recovering codependent, and thank you so much for your workshop. It's been fantastic. And thanks to everybody doing service at the beginning there. It was there's a lot of anxiety and high stress, so well done to everybody. So I suppose for the first person I love, I have it as my mom, and the slogan I chose was "Remember When," and I guess it's remember when she says things that are hurtful, that she's coming from her experience, she's coming from her place in the world, and her own background, her own dysfunction, her own toxicity, and it isn't necessarily anything to do with me. So it's just remember love and kindness in that moment. For a person that annoys me, I picked first things first, and I think, first things first, where's my connection with a higher power? What am I doing for myself in the day? What's rattled in me that I'm looking outward? So come back to program and pray for them. I suppose that's the other side of it. And pray for change them. No, that's not the way it is. It's change me, bless them. And then the third one, a difficult person in or outside of my life. So it's just people from the past. And I have just one day at a time. I suppose the more and more I stay within recovery, the more I'm seeing the reasons why things happen the way they happen, and just to keep kind of going forward. It's not my own experience is mine, and I can be sad and I can
30 seconds.
Thank you. But yeah, one day at a time, it's all starting to make more sense. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil. Kathy's son. We'll come back to Kathy.
I'm sorry. I don't. Okay. Sorry, I just had it on mute. Yeah. Thank you for letting me share. I'm basically just kind of getting back to CoDA after about a year. And I've been doing really well, but recently I kind of had a situation with a friend where I really feel like I need to have distance. And I'm sorry I'm not able to go with like the slogan because I just got on, so I might be a little off key. But in general, I found it took me it's been a week since I've been on different meetings, and it's helped so much because it's giving me the courage and the mental clarity to understand what's going on. Because I realized there are two things. One is when I interact with her, I get so involved with what she's doing because she's very effusive in her ways, and she's just always galvanizing people to get involved with her activity, and I just get involved, and for the most part it's not bad, but I realize I don't want to do that anymore. And then the second thing is I've really just been pitching in much more than my share of expenses because she doesn't have much money, so I'm always paying for different things, and I realize I'm really sick of it. So anyway, what triggered it is I just noticed that in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and when I interact with her, I would get really angry afterwards, and I'm usually not an angry person. So I do a lot of meditation to watch my mind. So I kind of know there's something off, and but I didn't I don't really react on the spot because I've learned in meditation not to indulge in those impulses. So I just come back and reflect that these feelings are really strong. So I vented with a couple of my other friends, and I realized I just need to address it.
30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm starting to see a therapist. I mean, like I said, it's not horrible, but I realize I need to correct these patterns where I'm just enabling people, especially in the area of finance, because I kind of feel like I should be helping out, but it really goes nowhere. So this is something I really need to address as a life, a habitual thing that I do. So thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thanks, Kathy. Vernell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vernell. I'm very grateful to be here. I've been in CoDA for 14 years, and I love CoDA, and I am a slogans person. I love the slogans. I know so many. I love anything to do with recovery talk. And so this was a great exercise. Thank you, Liz. So I'm just, because of time, I'm going to do the second one because it came to me immediately. And this is a great reminder. Someone that I know is a recovery partner in the program that I've been speaking with. And I just have, when I listen to the way of talking and all of the things that this person is choosing to put herself through, I have to remember when. I remember when I was that sick and my flawed thinking was flawed extremely, and I didn't know it, and I was in denial. So I'm very grateful. Remember when was perfect, and also one day at a time, and progress, not perfection. Thank you for letting me share and be here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Vernell. Pei Ling, I hope I pronounced your name right.
You did pronounce that perfectly. Thank you. Liz, I wanted to thank you for this workshop. First of all, for your calmness and your slow pace, and everything that you've shared with us was very methodical, which helped me to realize that all these exercises and all these slogans, that's what it's meant to do, is to help us hit the pause button so that we can be peaceful and methodical in how we carry ourselves out, and hopefully that also affects those around us too. For time's sake, I'm also going to just focus on number one, someone I love dearly and want things to be better with, and that would be my husband. I've only been in CoDA for a couple of months, about 3 months, but my husband and I are, we're separated because of a long-term issue he's had that I never knew about, and we've been married for 15 years. So with my husband, my fear is just what is going to happen in the future, and will I get hurt again? But your slogan of just one day at a time, literally one day at a time, and not fearing the future, and just having faith in what's happening today, and that it's going to get me through the day, and we're going to have a good day because of it. So that really is a good one. I also, with him, I actually found several slogans worked for this one. The other one with him, I think, is let it begin with me, because I find that if I'm peaceful, then others around me are peaceful. My kids are peaceful, and he's more peaceful. So it's kind of the whole thinking of inhale peace and exhale joy. You know, so if I'm inhaling peace to my own and exhaling joy to others, then I can kind of spread the joy, and hopefully that joy comes back to me twofold too. So I think, again, a lot of those slogans, relate to how I want to do things better and be a better person with my husband. So thank you for sharing and for teaching me that. I really appreciate it today.
Thank you so much. I will wrap up by thanking everyone for being here with me for the last hour and so. Sorry that I couldn't get all the files out. I will send them out right after I'm finished speaking. And I will give you my email address in case you don't get the files. I can email you all of the files and then some. If you want more, just ask for more. That's a joke, by the way. Thank you once again for being part of this. It's been an awesome hour and 40 minutes. And I think we're going to be breaking for lunch soon. And we're exactly at 11:50, so I'm on time. Thanks again.